You can tell a lot about an artist by how they treat their crew. I lose all respect for someone the second they blame their techs for something going wrong in a live show. Even when it's the tech's fault, live productions can be extremely complicated, and they usually set up extremely quickly. By the time the artist rolls up for their sound check, the tech has already been there for 9 hours on their third consecutive 12-hour shift to get the production set up and ready by showtime. Sometimes things go wrong and it really is the tech's fault, but honestly, 9 times out of 10, it probably isn't their fault. Any one of the hundreds of cables could just go bad, or a piece of hardware could be malfunctioning, or the venue could have dirty power, or some sort of magnetic or radio interference just causing things to act weird. That's why a good tech always runs a backup for everything, and then a backup for the backup. But even then, things will still go wrong. And all of that's without the talent or artist interfering with things. When I was working with artists and public speakers, I had a rule to always keep things as simple as possible, because they would always find a way to misinterpret or ignore your instructions. I've literally had people randomly turn off pieces of equipment, or yell at me in the middle of their presentation because I didn't give them a slide advancer, despite the fact that I put a backup microphone and a slide advancer and even some water for them at their podium, and I just told them all that 6 minutes ago. We could go out of our way to aim the loudspeakers in a way so that they don't get picked up by the presenter's microphone and cause feedback, but the presenter will still somehow manage to gravitate in front of it, and then give their presentation in the left-hand corner of the room with their shoulder against the wall for some reason, right in front of the speaker, and then yell at us when there's feedback. Now granted, speakers are often really stressed out and really nervous when they're about to go up and perform in front of hundreds of people sometimes, so it makes sense that they might not be as receptive to instructions or directions. But some people are just so unprepared. One time, I was in charge of running presentations at a cybersecurity convention, and one of the presenters comes in about 5 minutes before his presentation and plugs in his computer to the cable for the LED wall. Doesn't work. I ask for permission to go into his computer settings and try and fix the problem. After a moment, he says, this computer has high security settings, so it cannot output or input anything from its ports. Can we use your computer? I ask him, okay, did you send your presentation to the event organizers ahead of time? Well, no, he says. Sir, your computer cannot receive input or output from any of its ports. Do you have your presentation on a flash drive that you prepared ahead of time? He just gives me a look. Okay, sir. Maybe you can email the presentation to me and then I can run it off of my computer. And he responds, well, this presentation is proprietary information. I don't want you to have it. I just stare at him. Sir, how do you expect me to run your presentation?